Goal setting tends to be something that scares a lot of us because we're not really sure what it means or how to do it, how to implement it. But let me sum it up like this. If you want to succeed in business or in life or in sport, whatever it may be, you need to set goals. Without goals, you lack focus and direction, period. That's it. I'll say it again. If you want to succeed, you need to set goals. Without goals, you lack focus and direction. That's it. We need to set goals. If you're not good, if you've never done this before, if you never set goals before, don't worry about it. We'll take you through here, and I'm only going to give you 5 rules that I work by. Yeah, and I don't know if everyone knows a bit about my backstory. I only started setting goals in my sport. I never set goals during, when I was going to school or uni or work. That didn't interest me. My whole interest was in sport. Now, each year you have a number of goals in your sport. As a kid, obviously it was aiming to get state selection and then national selection. And to get there, you had to go through a whole series of progress steps and pre-qualifying, and you had to get selected and all the rest. So I learned from a very young age of about 13, 14 that unless I set goals and then stuck to it, I didn't stand a chance at getting selected in anything. I wouldn't get selected, I wouldn't have been considered for the state, running cross-country team, the cycling track team, the road team, the national team. Like, none of that would have happened if I didn't learn how to set goals as a kid. Now, here we are, let's fast forward, 30 years, whatever it may be. Here we are in business, and I'm trying to help my colleagues who are similar age, maybe a bit younger, a bit older, whatever we may be. But a lot of us have never had to set goals in our life ever. And we've just gone either through daily routine, work routine, life routine, whatever it may be, day to day, just either winging it or just working it out as we go. And a lot of us have the ability to make the best of what we got, and we've done all right. Others maybe not so. Hey, I've had some monumental stuff-ups in my life, don't you worry, and the wheels have fallen off big time, but it's your ability to recover from all this stuff. Now, to recover from major setbacks also requires goal setting. Completely different goal setting to what we're talking about now, but it's still the ability to say, here, this is something that I want to achieve in this time frame, and this is my plan how I'm going to get there. So that's what goal setting is about. Okay, so the 5 rules on goal setting, and what I want to say before we get into this is simply my approach, how I look at it. Okay, we're all individuals and we're all different. You do it, how you do your goal setting for you can be quite different to how I do it for me, and it might be quite different to how old mate here next to me does it, and so forth. So just because I'd like to think that these 5 rules that I stick by are transferable to everyone, but if there's something there that doesn't work for you, or you think you can bunny hop it, that's up to you. Yeah, it's completely, like, everything we teach or everything we put out here to the group is completely elective. Yeah, so it's up to you what you want to take out of it. So number 1 for me, I always set goals that motivate me. So motivation for me is the number 1 key to actually completing a goal. So I think a motivation, if it motivates me, it means that it's important to me. If something's important to you, you'll do well at it, and you'll get the job done. So if it's not important to you, you've got very little value in achieving that goal. So it's got to motivate you and has to be important to you. They're the two big takeouts. So motivation to me is the big key to achieving any goal. In our business now, we're all running our own business line within the company, and we all got our own direction that we want to go in our life, and it's different for all of us. But I think we need to set goals that relate to the higher priorities in our life. Okay, whether that is, I've got a goal. It might be to sell X amount of properties. Why am I doing that? So my family can have a better life. I want to sell more properties so I can go on that overseas holiday. I want to sell more properties because I want to buy that other beach house or whatever it may be. So the higher priorities in life, yeah? Without that type of focus, what happens is you can end up with too many goals. You can have this goal and that goal and that goal and that goal, and guess what? None of them happen, yeah? You don't have enough time to achieve all your goals. So I think keep it simple. You really just want to have one or two goals, attainable, but one short-term goal, one long-term goal, yeah? So they both need to be able to motivate you, and they need to relate to the higher priorities of your life. So this, you don't want to get into having that many goals and have that, I must do this, I must, continually, because what happens is, in turn, you become, it leaves you feeling disappointed and frustrated with yourself because you're not actually getting any closer to those goals. So too many goals overcomplicates it. You get swamped. It's actually demotivating. It has the reverse effect. So keep it simple, and you want to keep it constructive. Yeah. So set a goal that motivates you. That's the main takeout. Yeah. You need SMART goals, and when I say SMART, it's SMART. You write it down. SMART. S, specific. M, measurable. A, attainable. R is relevant, and T is time bound. So SMART goals. So when I say specific, I'll just break it down, right? So the S, specific goals. Your goal has to be very clear and well defined. You can't have vague or generalized goals, unhelpful. They don't provide any sufficient direction. We spoke earlier about staying focused and having direction. Well, this is where, with your goals, it's completely relevant. You have to have a very clear and well-defined. So you can get where you want to go by defining precisely where you want to end up. And it's like when we speak of things continually, it's almost like we will those things onto ourselves. So if we talk consistently about failure, we end up with a lot of failures in our life. If we continually talk about successes, we have a lot of successes in our life. So when we talk, the spoken word is programming our mind. So you might have heard in your travels, they say be careful of the spoken word, careful what you say, be mindful of what comes out of your mouth. It's very true, because the main person that's listening to what's coming out of your mouth is your own brain, your mind, and you don't want it picking up all the negative talk. So get very specific in your goals, clear, well defined. Okay. Set measurable goals. So you can have a very clear and defined specific goal, but you need to be able to measure it. You've got to actually say, look, what I want to do is I want to create, or I want to save. Here's a simple one for everyone. I want to save 10% of my income. So that's very measurable. You know what you're earning, and you put 10% of that away. How simple is that? There you go. That's one goal done. Easy. It's specific, and it's measurable, and it's attainable. So measurable goals, they can they help measure your degree of success. So, you know, it's something that if you can't measure it, you don't know whether you're achieving it or not. It's the same like when we do our prospecting in our real estate. I always talk about the metrics. If you don't know your metrics, you don't know where you're going. You don't know whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. You don't know if you're doing it better or worse. Metrics count everything you do. Keep a note. Look, hang on, I'll show you something. I've got a little notebook here, right? Okay, yeah, it's my netball notebook. Okay, those of you who don't know, yeah, I coach one of the netball teams, two of the teams, and I do strength and conditioning for our senior team. So, but this little notebook, this is where I write all my metrics. I measure everything, and I record it all in this little book. I've got pages and pages of it. So I just do a hard copy because I'm old school. I just like writing shit down. Okay, so you can do it on your phone, you can do it digitally, whatever you want to do. But if you don't know your numbers, you don't know where you're going. So, and the same with the goals. There's no point setting a goal that you can't measure, because how would you know whether you actually achieved it or not? Have you succeeded your goal? You wouldn't have a clue. You know, and hence, you set a goal that you can't measure, you'll be forever chasing it because you don't know when you've achieved your goal. So measurable goals, okay? So specific, measurable. Attainable is number 3. Make sure you have attainable goals. So there's nothing worse than setting a goal that's either impossible or too easy, okay? So a unattainable goal is completely demoralizing. There's no point setting a goal and saying, listen, I'm going to sell, you know, I'm going to write whatever, 10 million GCI. Because bullshit, you're not going to do it, you know, not anytime soon, not with the way the market is and not with the property values in Australia. Okay, you want to go to LA or whatever where unit prices are ludicrous? Yeah, you might write 10 mil over there. But that's what I'm saying. Keep it relevant to where you're at in your life. And it has to be attainable. If it's not, you run the risk of non-achievement, because what happens is you know the goal that you want to set or that you have set. In the back of your mind, you also know it's unattainable. So what are you going to do? Just give up, yeah? You just forget about it. You just don't do anything because you know your goal's unattainable. So setting realistic goals, they still have to be challenging. You still need to hit the balance that you need. These are the types of goals that you set that help you raise the bar. And when there's no point setting a goal in your comfort zone, that's just a waste of time. So raise the bar. They're the goals that you set that give you the greatest satisfaction. The greatest reward is when you set it and when you achieve. Remember, measurable. You know you've reached your goal. You've achieved it. When you reach that goal, and you know it's the next bar up, the next level up than what you normally do, massive satisfaction, overwhelming, invincible. You're just, you know, standing 10 foot tall. Yeah, that's what you want because that's what grows your business. That's what grows you, and that relates to everything else in your business. People who meet you after you've attained goals, you're 10 times more passionate, motivated. You're the energy you give off is completely different. And when you go in for a listing and you're carrying that energy, no one will knock you back for a listing. And buyers the same. It's unbelievable the difference, yeah? So you need these goals to keep driving you forwards. So I did mention earlier, relevant goals, yeah? So that's number 4 is relevant. Relevant goals, when I say relevant, they need to be relevant to the direction of your life and your business. There's no point setting goals which, yeah, okay, they might be a goal, but they really have minor consequence to where you're going in life or to your business, yeah? So you need to focus on your life and your business. Make sure that the goals you set are relevant to that and that alone. You know, if you have like, what can we say, scattered, inconsistent goals all over the shop, you'll just fritter your life away. It'll just be a mess, yeah? So you won't be hitting goals. You will be hitting other ones. You'll be hitting goals that are not relevant. frustrating, demoralizing, complete waste of time, yeah? Set the goals that are relevant to your life, set the goals relevant to your business, make sure that they're measurable, make sure that they're attainable, and make sure that they're specific, yeah? Okay. But don't forget, and this is the last bit of this, the goal setting is that they need to be time bound. So they can be, you can say, I want to save 10% of my earnings. Then you need to put a time frame on it. I want to save 10% of my earnings this year, because then next year you have a new goal. I want to save 15% of my earnings in the next 12 months. So measurable over a time frame. So without the time frame, we don't hold ourselves accountable to anything. With the time frame, we do. It's like actually NRL. We all watch rugby league. All right, we all know who Paul Gallen is, yeah? A state of origin, all the rest. Paul actually came out last week. He actually, again, a goal, and he made a statement and he said he's retiring at the end of the 2019 season. Now, if you've been watching NRL, he's been talking about retiring for the last 3 years, okay? But because he never put a time-bound parameter around that goal, it was going on forever. It was never defined. He has now. And now, so now he's completely focused, he's given 150% to his to the club. And I guarantee you, knowing the guy, that he's going to, I mean, whether you like him or not, I don't care. He's one of the toughest footballers going. I've never seen another footballer take the hits that he's taken and still stand on his feet. So, but anyway, this guy, because he's put the time parameter in place, he doesn't have to think about that goal anymore, because he knows he's retiring at the end of the season. He can focus 150% on playing the game week to week, and he's going to have probably the best season he's ever had. Just saying. I'll call it now. I'm probably going to be wrong, but we'll see. But look, the beauty of time parameters is it quantifies what you're trying to achieve in your mind. And if I said, I've got a goal that I want to ring 30 new clients every day. So it's very specific, new clients, 30 of them, and the time parameter is every day. There's a goal. So we can sit down and write these little goals. We can have big goals, we can have long-term, short-term. But goal setting is all about, it has to be relevant to your business, yeah? So very applicable to every single one of us. The other thing in goal setting, and I'm just going to move through the next, we've got another 2 or 3. When you set a goal, write it down, put it in writing. The difference between just so-called having it in your mind to actually putting it on paper is unbelievable. So the physical act of writing down a goal makes it real and tangible in your mind. You have no excuses for forgetting about it, and when you write the words, you've got to choose the words correctly. So don't say, I would like to save 10% of my earnings. Write, I will, not I would like. I will save 10%. It's a definitive action, and it's a commitment. Use those words. You can't cheat yourself. You can't find excuses. You told yourself you will. I have to do this. Not I want to do this. I have to. I know there's an agent listening there right now who changed the self-speak from I should to I have to. And his listings went from, what do they go? From 3 up to 15 listings in the space of 3 months. The listings went through the roof because he said to himself, I have to do this. Again, self-speak, but then writing it down on paper makes it real and tangible. And then once you write them down on pieces of paper, stick them on the wall in front of you. So you're on your computer in your office, you look up, there they are. I have to do this. I will do this. That's it. You don't need goals all over. You don't need 20 pieces of paper all over your wall. Just get yourself 2 goals. Get a daily goal and get a short-term goal. That's it. Start somewhere. Start with 1 goal. I don't care what it is, but write it down. Make sure it's a smart goal, yeah? So, and then write it down, put it up on the wall. I'll tell you what, once you've done that with your goal, post it into our closed group. Just post your goal into the closed group so I know you've done it. And I'll hold you accountable to it, yeah? I'll be your accountability partner to achieving that goal. Deal? We like that? No? Yeah? Okay. All right, we'll see where we go on the goal writing. Now, setting a goal is one thing. Knowing how to achieve it's another. So if your goals, this happens with long-term goals, okay? Because people set long-term goals, they don't have an action plan. They don't actually know what to do, what steps to take to actually achieve that goal. So hence this step's quite often missed in the whole process of goal setting. Everyone gets focused on, you know, the outcome. They forgot to plan the steps that are needed along the way. So, you know, again, it's like horse and carriage and the horse and cart thing. Everyone's focused on the cart, forgot about the horse, yeah? So writing out, again, pen and paper, extremely powerful tool. Write out the steps involved, and then as you go through those steps, just cross them off. So again, you've got the goal written out, it's up there on the wall in front of you. The second piece of paper is the action plan that you're going to be doing, right? This is critical and especially important if your goal is big, demanding, or long-term, okay? The short-term goal, like if you just took on board a little goal like I mentioned earlier, going to ring 30 new clients every day, make 30 phone calls. That's a pretty basic goal, right? Easy. We all can do that. That's not hard if we find the motivation, you know. So a lot of us get slack. We'll do it for 2 days. Come the 3rd day, they're like, nah, I had such a crap response the first 2 days. No one wants to talk to me. I'm not going to ring it. Why do I bother doing it? It's not worth it. But they forget the 3rd day, and this is where the metrics come in. Remember I said you might have to talk to 50 people before you get a yes? You get 50 no's and then you start getting a yes. Well, that might be the 3rd day. You know, that 3rd day that you quit. So stick to your goals and it's consistent implementation to get to that goal. So action plans there. Cross off each step of the action plan as you go. So then you're holding yourself accountable and it's clear and you're focused and you know where you're going. And that pretty much brings me to the last part of the goal setting, which is stick with it. So it's like every single thing we do in life. If we want success in anything we do, we have to stick with it. It's as simple as that. You think you're prospecting, you're letterbox dropping, you don't think that works, you're not sure, nah, haven't had any phone calls, no one's emailed me, nah, why am I wasting my time with the letterbox dropping? You got to stick with it. You stick with it because the next week, bingo, you might get 3 phone calls. We know letterbox dropping returns on average 1.8% response rate. I know that's low, but it's 1.8% that you didn't have before. So stick with it. And it's building a brand. It's also a subconscious brand builder that people, you know, if letterbox drops done right, it can be very effective. I'm going to digress slightly because we're talking about it. We've had a couple of guys do letterbox dropping here with his agent. Now we've got a couple of standard templates that we use, and on each of those templates is a call to action. So there's actually something there for the homeowner to do. Either text a number, email, drop the thing in to redeem a gift. We've done the 2-for-1 coffee deals, extremely effective, unbelievably effective. So we've had other guys design their own little flyers, and it's just got, hey, this is me, this is my number, call me. What an absolute waste of time. They sit back, oh, I've done 10,000 brochures. I haven't had one call. You know why? There's no call to action. You haven't asked them for the business. You haven't got them to do anything. There is no reason for that person to take any action. Don't waste your time on brochures that don't have a call of action. You have to be asking something from your people. Without that, they will do nothing. No one is just going to pick the phone up and ring you. So call to action on every one of your brochures. If I catch you sending out brochures without call to actions on it, I'll be just hopping nuts. I'll just go mental. Okay, so don't do it. It is the biggest waste of money. You know, don't throw it away. Look, just give me the money. Go on a holiday, have a weekend away, whatever. Don't waste your money on it. Make sure you do the right brochures. Okay, talk to me about it if you don't know what I'm talking about. Give us a call later. We'll go through it. But consistency of everything. We're talking about goal setting. Goal setting comes back to the same. It's consistency. You've got to stick with it. You can build in reminders into your systems, whether it's email reminder or some kind of tracking, whether you want to send yourself little SMS reminders. You can do anything you like. But as long as it motivates you and keeps you on course with your goal. And this is for medium long-term goals, yeah, because it's really, really hard to stay focused over such a long period of time. That's the thing that defines the difference between the $1 million agents and the rest of us, yeah. The $1 million agents have unwavered focus. They can stick with the task regardless of any interruptions. They get blindsided, they get interruptions. They do not waver from their task. They're like robots, okay? They just get the business done. Sounds simple. Believe me, it actually is simple. If you have clear mind and you don't let all these distractions get in the way of what you have to do. We all can do it, yeah? Everyone's the same and we all got the same time. We all got 24 hours in a day. It's how we choose to use that time effectively. So stick with it. Don't get distracted, okay? So that's a summary there of goal setting. Now, we all can do goal setting. I want to see your goal setting. Post it into our Easy Agent group. I want to see what it is, okay? And believe me, I'll do everything possible to help you achieve your goals. I'll make sure your goal will become my goal, okay? I'll give you my word right now. Let's just quickly recap, yeah? Now, I trust most of you have taken a few notes as we went. Golden rules of goal setting. Okay, how do we goal set? 1, set goals that motivate you. Get SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound, S-M-A-R-T. Get SMART goals. Set, where are we? Set goals in writing. Make sure you've got an action plan so you know how to achieve your goal and then stick with it, okay? Do it, it will change your life, believe me. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop the recording in 2 seconds and then we'll open up to a Q&A. So thank you for joining me. And I sincerely hope that you can take even a fraction of what we spoke about and implement that into your business. Implement it immediately and reap the rewards.